Hey Stephen, how you doing? I wanted to go ahead and record this video for you quickly just to show you some tips and tricks for advertising your company and just getting your name out there some more. So I first wanted to start by going through your Facebook page and just a couple things that you can do. You're gonna want to fill this out like the full amount. So I think it's maybe 750 characters or something along those lines. You're gonna want to fill this out all the way. It lists a little bit more about the services, what areas you serve, just some more information. This will help when people are looking for you, not only give them more information, but also Google will be more willing to show your page if you have more information here. And really, you want to fill all of this out. So you want to fill out the hours, information. I know you said you didn't have a website, so that's okay. But if you have Instagram or any social media, just get everything you can filled out here. And that way people will be able to find you. I can see that you're active on here, which is awesome. When you put a post on Facebook, you're going to want to post it to your Google My Business listing as well. And I'll show you what I mean. So this is your Google My Business listing, and you can post to this just like you would Facebook or anything else. So when you post to Facebook, just copy and paste it, picture and all, do your listing and go ahead and post it in there. That is going to make this much more likely to show up. I know for your town and some of the surrounding towns, your Google My Business listing does show up, which is awesome, but it doesn't show up too far outside of your town. So adding more reviews and posting to this and just being really active on here. Again, like adding more to this, so filling this out as much as possible. I think this is also 750, is really going to help Google put you towards the top. So in terms of Facebook, you can post Facebook advertising. You can run an ad. For roofing, it's kind of hard to run Facebook ads. You really have to have something that pulls people in, because when people are scrolling on Facebook, they're not necessarily looking for a roofing company. They're not necessarily thinking about what they're going to be doing with their roof. So you have to have an offer so good, or you have to have something so eye-catching that it pulls them in and they're willing to actually give you their information. You'll also get a lot of tire kickers on Facebook. The good thing with Facebook advertising, though, is that it is a lot cheaper. So as opposed to Google, Facebook advertising is much, much cheaper. On the flip side, there is a lot of user and buyer intent with Google. So like this is a Google ad. These are actually Google guaranteed ads. I don't necessarily recommend these, but I would recommend like a regular Google ad. And there's a lot of intent behind this. So people are looking to purchase a new roof or find a company when they're Googling something like this, right? Like this is something with intent behind it. They are looking for a roofing company. They're not just scrolling Facebook. So if you're interested more in talking about Google campaigns for roofing, I can definitely help you with that. That is something that we have had a lot of success with. Anyway, I just wanted to give you the idea between the two. So I wanted to go over a Google search and just talk about some websites now as well. If someone is searching for, let's say, roofing in Springfield, Illinois, I know that's not the town you're in, but it's close by and it's a pretty big town near you. And I saw on your Google My Business that you did serve Springfield, but this will apply for really any town. So as I said, these are Google ads, and this is the map pack. So the top three listed here are the ones that receive a lot of the work because they're super easy to find and they're listed right away. The websites below here, these are called the organic. Same thing, you want to be listed on the front page and ideally in these top three. So you did have yours listed for your town first, which is great. The farther you move from your town, obviously you're not showing up. And so being active on this profile, getting your name, number, and address put in directories, all of that type of stuff is really going to help you get into the top three further and further away. So in the organics, obviously you're not going to show up because you don't have a website. And these are all directories here. So I want to go down to Clayton Construction. Let's take a look at their website. We can see it's a pretty nice website. Got some pictures, what they do, some more pictures, some text, a lot more pictures, some jobs, and their contact information. I just wanted to talk about if you guys were thinking about getting a website, just some things that you would want to do. Websites can bring in quite a bit of work if they show up. So if people are finding your website and they're contacting you through it, that can bring in another decent amount of work without having to get it on your own. So if you were to create a website, you can follow something similar to what they've done, but you're going to want to have more text on here. So Google likes to see about a minimum of 1,500 words. They have crawlers that go through and read the content. They're trying to figure out what areas you serve, what services you offer, etc. And on top of that, the more content you have, the more they think you're an expert. The second reason being is that you want to beat out the content your competitors have. So if they have like 500 words, you want 1,000, etc. And 1,500 words is usually a good happy medium to beat out your competition and also satisfy Google. Lastly, within that content, you want to have keywords. So for example, you would want to have like roofing, Springfield, Illinois, a couple times, and that way you would be really relevant when people are searching. So right here we have Springfield roofing. You can hide them in the content. Lastly, I wanted to go over a program I have here called Ahrefs, and I use this to research websites. So to show you what you would be up against, I want to talk about the UR rating quick and the DR. So a UR rating is essentially a trust rating, so how trustworthy your website is with Google, and DR is essentially a power rating, how powerful is your website in Google's eyes. These numbers are raised by backlinks. We can see they have 160 backlinks. And this is essentially a shout out from another website. So let's say, for example, a blog website wrote an article about roofing companies and they listed your website URL as a company they recommended. That would be considered one backlink. And with the organic keywords here, these are the keywords I was talking about that you want to have in the content before. So for example, we can see roofing Springfield IL. There's approximately 150 people who Google this a month. Roofing companies, Springfield IL. There's approximately 100 people who Google this a month. They got decks and fencing because that's obviously another thing they do. Roofers, Springfield IL, 150 a month. Roofing contractors, Springfield IL, another 60 a month, right? I mean, we could keep roof repairs, Springfield, another 70 a month. So depending on what towns you want to show up for and what services you want to show up for, that would be a lot of people that would be finding your website and would call you, right? And a certain amount of that would turn into clients. So I hope that this was pretty helpful for you. You know, if you did want to create a website, you're going to want to have at least 1,500 words on that homepage. You're going to want to have those keywords in there, and you're going to want to get those UR and DR ratings up with backlinks. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Have a great night.